All right, so I'm trying to get myself back onto all this stuff. I've been traveling for work and just whoa, and I got a bunch of guitars to track. So I'm kind of experimenting with the stacking the amps again. I'm gonna keep this consistent. So this is basically this. This is my WCR. I just had Dion at Guitar Center set it up with 11s in E flat, drop C sharp. Kind of just cut the nut a little wider. So this is and I don't normally use this guitar on heavier stuff, but I don't know. I've been using my regular black Les Paul and standard, and I don't want to mess with that anymore. So here is basically the JCM 800 and the Mark V and Mark IV mode together. So what I've got is I've got left and right. So here's left, here's the 800. That's through the cab. Here's the Mark V and Mark IV mode on the left through the Suhr Reactive load. What I ended up doing for the stacking purposes on the is just using the LT TV7, not as thick, just for now. So there it is. So there's both of them together on the left. A little build up, no EQ, just all I've got is a little bit of 808 cracked on it. And then here's with both sides. So this is now two performances, cab and IR, cab and IR. I did the tick tick, got it good, and here it is. So this here is all together with the band. So there it is. That's that. So we're going to mute this. Now what we're trying is the same sound. And what we're doing is we're doing both of them with IRs. Both with the same IR, which is obviously kind of maybe a little bit of too much of the same thing. But here it is. So here is the 800 with through the Suhr and the LT TV mix, and then here is the Mark V on the left. Right, and then together. So that's no cab, right? So now let's do this. We'll pan this left, and we're going to do two performances. You guys are here for the party. And this is both, bus 5 and bus 6, which is IR 1 and 2. And 1 is in the 800, and 2 is in the Mark V. And we're going to do this, and it's going to be good. And I did the tick tick, and they were perfect. Same thing. All right. One thing I did notice. One thing I did notice, which I'm not getting here. I got a little like whoop, 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 through the Suhr reactive load when I had the split and one on a cab and the other one in here. There was a little, but all I had to do was just kind of stand back. So yeah, this is clean. So this is both IRs. And now, same thing on the right. doing it this way, so there's no sound. Yeah, it's just, there it is. So here we go. And then here's with the cab and the IR. It's too much. Okay, all right. Okay. That's better. So I like just the double IR. This is for doubling track, for doing multiple guitar amps. The using the cab and the IR, it works, like, technically, but so this is why I'm going to do heavies, just like this, using both of the Suhr reactive load IR boxes. And there it is. So, yeah. Yeah, and it's got obviously a little bit of build-up. I'm not worried about that. So if I was to come here and listen to just the 800, both 800s, yeah, this is great. And then here's Mark V, both Mark Vs, and then all together. This is really nice. Okay, so let's try this. I started this video kind of like not sure what I was doing or what I was trying to accomplish, but now I get it. Now I get it. So let's take our little IRs. Let's bust them out. 9 and 10. We'll input 9 and 10 on the aux. So now this is going to be G bus. Boom. Right. Let's try this. Let's throw a. This is a graphic EQ just across all 4 tracks. This is really nice. This is really nice, right? No EQ. And EQ. I want to find this. This is so great, this thing. Check this guy out. Oh, do I have it on here? Did I not put it on here? I gotta save it. Corn F, the wow thing. It's this guy, I think. Yeah. Now I come here. And I should have the wow thing. This is a, I was using for years that BX shred spread, and my buddy got me into this. And this is good. It's too bright. Why is it so bright? Let me see. What is it that we were using? We had a sound. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I think this is Thick Boy. Just leave it like that. Oh, it was bypass. I was like, there's like no difference because it was bypassed. just go with thick boy. I don't know. This is that. I don't know. My buddy uses this one. Now it feels a little bright. You know, maybe you'd bring this down, let's just say for argument's sake. So that's how I'm going to do it. I had set this other thing up. I was going to try running a cab with a DI and then reamp the set. I'm not going to do that. So we're going to take this right here and we're going to go hopeless and the lopeless. Get lost. There you go. So there it is. So this is great. And there's no phase. There's like they're identical. Part of the reason why I wanted to get the same load boxes, I figure if I'm going to have two, have them the same. So this, yeah, they're the Suhr Reactive Load IR. 8 ohms. Really nice. Not using the internal IR, just and this is just the LTTV7. So if I was to come here, let's say, and add in now also, I hate this thing. Why? This is so tricky to get across there. Come on, man. Thank you. So now here, it's just like, it's a horror show. Okay, now I've just added, so I've got the LTTV7 and I've also got the Ownhammer Recto. So here it is. Now that's on everything. Feels a little bright. How do I just back off some of this top end? It's on wow. I don't really see a top end EQ. This is just kind of embedded in whatever is going on here that I can't seem to see. So let's we'll just come here. Just a little less of this. Yeah, that's great. Now just the 800s left. And now just the Mark V left. They really add a lot of ooh when they come together. So let's say we did this. Let's turn the Mark V's down and we'll bring them in. And going back to something that I've said in a lot of videos, I traditionally don't like things like multiple, like when I'm stacking things for them to all be the same, especially because the recording levels are basically the same. I mean, the 800's a little lower, but, you know, it's close enough. I like to, it sounds better when there's a slight differential. So here's emphasis on the 800. Now, this is going to be the opposite. This is now emphasis on the Mark V. So that's more like modern rock, more Mesa. The other is more like 80s, more Marshally. So again, here's emphasis with the Mark. Right, okay, and then the reverse. Emphasis on the 800. Now we can do that. We can reverse it. So we'll do emphasis on the 800 on the left and emphasis on the Mark on the right. that's nice too. I mean, that in theory that could maybe be a little bit wider, but here's back to just 800 emphasis. That's just hard to beat for what I'm hearing for this song, you know. Nice. And then reverse it. Yeah, so you guys can listen to a few of these and just make your choice. See what you think. Here's the mark emphasis. I like that too. You know, it's a little. I would probably turn down a little top on the mark. Let's do emphasis on the 800, but with more mark than the first couple blends. Yeah, so the mark with the 8. That's kind of cool, like slightly doing an inversion of. Yeah, because I like the mark is nice. I'm putting the mark on for you, that side, the right side, a little heavier. But on the side I'm putting the mark a little heavier. I'm also bringing up the 800. And then I soloed it and I just looked at my levels on my Avocet. That's nice. It's got a little bit more grind, a little more gain or something. All right, I'm glad that I did this because I was trying to think. I don't know. You know, I was also when I'm away for a while, then I start thinking of like gear that I could dump. I don't know why. Every time it's like, man, do I really need these certain things? Am I going to use them? They're good. This is good. I like this. And again, this is silent recording. So I'm like, as I'm dialing in the 2 amps, I'm hearing them without any intrusion from the amp room. Because again, I've got a double wall, and I've got the big ping. I've got it soundproofed to an extent, but literally the cab is like 10 feet right there, right next to me. There's nothing you can do. I mean, I've recorded in the biggest studios in the world, and you can always hear guitar. I don't think they've ever. I don't know. I can always hear the guitars when they're in the other room. Sometimes better than others, but yeah. So now go back to here's with the amp and the this is with the amp and the DI or the IR together. Ugh, see, it's just too much. Okay, and then all IR. Yeah, and now I would be like, I'd pump up the 808 a little bit, a little more gain, just for this kind of gung gung gung. But when do I do this? Now, right? in my videos. All right, so I did mess around a little bit with the chime, and I this was right before I left, and I just a few minutes and I just gave up. This was an idea, and I actually played with it last night, and I figured out like the part better. But here's what this is reversed. This I think is the 12 string. I don't know. What's what? Let's go here. Right, there's that side, and then there's this side. Right, so I've got a 12 string, and I think my Telecaster. Yeah, Mark V. This is Mark V, just sparkly clean. So that was what I was hearing when I originally did this, but now I want to do a dunk dunk dunk. I saw this video from 1991, and I'm like, I'm not into Sammy Hagar. I'm not into Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. There were some tunes that I liked. I liked Black and Blue, and I really loved Black and Blue and Pound Cake. But I was more of a Dave guy. And funny thing is, people always think that I would like Sammy better because I'm a vocal coach. I like Dave's voice better, personally. I know he's gotten screwy over the years, and live he's crazy. But I like the sound of Dave's voice more than Sammy's voice, for me. And I like the music better. I like the early Van Halen better. The first 4 records, really. All 6. But I did see 1991 concert outside, Pound Cake. Sammy had with long hair. He had these weird stretch pants, but Eddie had like a beard. He kind of looked like Kenny Loggins or something with the drill. Oh my God, that was so killer, man. Alex just killing it, and then the Michael. Michael's right hand is like, it's like a machine, but Eddie stole the show. I mean, his playing and just his whole thing, but it made me think about wanting this to have a cruise to it. So this is going to be next. This will probably be the next video, is going through the guitars on this, and then there you have it. What is this video called? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe.